I'm harvesting some tomatoes. I've been working in my garden. I'm going to do a sun-dried tomato video. So I'm gathering what I have that's ripe. The thing of it is when you're pulling on a red tomato, just a gentle tug will tell you whether or not they are ready or not. There we are. It's like this one is red, but when I tug on it, it doesn't come out. So a gentle tug, they either pop free or they don't. All right, looks like that's it for the moment, but there's more inside. Hello, welcome to my kitchen. Today, we're gonna talk about tomatoes. I've been in the garden, bringing in tomatoes today, yesterday, constantly. And well, I'm pulling in, I would say, maybe 6 to 10 tomatoes a day. You know, at some point when you have vines loaded as heavy as the vines I have, they're going to start really coming ripe, and when it happens, there's a lot of tomatoes. So you gotta be prepared for that. Now you're going to give some to your friends, of course, and then of course you use plenty for yourself, but there's still a lot left over. There's a wonderful thing to do with tomatoes. This is called sun-dried tomatoes. However, it's raining outside, there's no sun, so we can't sun-dry these. Essentially what we're talking about is dried tomatoes. You can dry them in the oven, you can dry them in the sun, you can dry them in a food dehydrator. I'm going to use the food dehydrator. Now, if you've got pan racks, you know, these little guys, you can use one of these and put it up on top of your oven racks, or put it on top of a cooking sheet or foil. And that way, when you dry these and it drips a little bit, you don't get it in your oven bottom. But we're going to take these, we're going to remove the top on them, we're going to quarter them, and we're going to sun dry these, all right? And it's a very simple process. Well, I keep saying the word sun dry, don't I? We're going to dry them, and they're going to be the identical thing to what people call sun dried. This is great when your tomatoes also start getting a little bit withered. I've got some here that have got the wrinkles on them getting started. So it's right on the edge of I can't use it. So if I'll take it right now and cut it open and use it, I still get use out of the tomato. And but lots and lots of tomatoes. And tell you what, you ever seen Romas like that? Big, big, beefy, meaty Roma tomatoes. If you haven't seen my videos on gardening, you might want to take a look so you'll know what I'm doing here. But let's get on with this. It's not that hard to make dried tomatoes. Oh, by the way, what they do for marinaras and other dishes, it's incredible. Wait till you try your own dried tomatoes. This is good. No, it's a pretty simple thing when you're going to be doing this. If you wish to take the top off, you know, go right ahead. Slice these things lengthwise. Okay, we're just quartering them. That's it. That's the secret right there. Take those, lay them out on your drying tray or your rack for the oven use so that you can get these things dried, okay? This is not a really complex thing to do. And Roma tomatoes, when it comes to making a sun-dried tomato, I want to say this. I think the Roma tomato makes the very best of the best. And what you're seeing here, these are garden ripened, you know, vine ripened tomatoes. By the way, if you get a snip of vine on a tomato in a grocery store, that's not vine ripened. No, it is not. And there's a misnomer there. The problem there is the term vine ripened refers to a tomato that was ripened while still attached to a plant that's growing in the ground. So if it doesn't have roots and dirt, it wasn't vine ripened, okay? But when they are vine ripened and they come out this majestic red color like this, oh, the flavor, Oh, and the odor, excuse me, the aroma. The aroma right now is so intense, it's incredible. These, oh, and they're so sweet, delicious. So, this is what we do with the extras. We turn this into something that can be used later down the road. And the neat thing is let's say we're in the winter and I've got some of these stored up. What I can do in the winter time is take these out and use some tomatoes that are either canned or something bought at the store that's fresh, that won't be vine ripened. Yet I can give the tomatoes that I get that vine ripened flavor simply by using the dried tomatoes that I make now. So these become the enhancement for tomorrow. Oh, look at that. That's intense. It really is. You know, when they get that ripe, that's just where they need to be for perfection, right there. So if you don't know, tomatoes that are grown in the field, when they come off of the vine and they're bright red, you see them like this on the vine, that does not go to the supermarket, folks. No, no. It won't make it. It will not survive the journey. It'll be over-ripened and ruined by the time the store gets it. It'll start to wither and be kind of pruny looking, like one I just cut up a moment ago. Well, the ones they cut that go to the store actually are green when they remove them from the vine. It's the only way they're going to survive. All right. Never seen aromas this big. So what they do is they take those ripe ones and they send them directly to canning. So whenever you buy canned tomatoes, you're actually getting a true vine ripened tomato right there. And that's the way that works. All right, I'll get these filled up. We'll get the dehydrator turned on. And that's all it really takes. Now, if you're going to do this in an oven, you set your oven to the lowest temperature. You know, whether it be 200 or 150, if you can get it in that range, that's perfect. If it's 225, that's fine. But set it at the lowest temperature. Put I use sheet pans with pan racks on them. I line out my tomatoes the exact same way on those racks, and I put it in the oven with the door cracked, okay? And just let it sit there and run at that 225 or 200. And of course, like I said, if you can get a cooler temperature, do that. Because the longer this takes to dry them, the better they're going to come out. They kind of go through a ripening, maturing process in all of it. And there's flavor that is built. So give that a try and enjoy it. All right, we have all of those cut. Now, like I said, if you've got a food dehydrator, hey, these things are wonderful. I love them. I've made so much stuff with mine that's unbelievable, and they work really well. I've always done dried tomatoes in the oven, so this is the first time I used my dehydrator for dried tomatoes. These things are as simple as plug them in, let them run, okay? And it'll give you temperatures here. It'll say like fruits and vegetables, do it at about 135 degrees, okay? That's why I'm saying on your oven, get that temperature as low as you can get it and do it that way. And keep the door cracked. And if you've got a convection oven, that enhances the whole thing. Okay, so you can do multiple racks with those. All right, it's just a matter of give it time. And when it's done, we're gonna take a look at these and see what we have. It has been about, 24 hours. And I've been heating it right at 135 for 24 hours. Let's take a look. You're gonna see a lot of shrinkage here. All right, there we go. So as you can see, a whole lot of shrinkage, but that's exactly what we're needing, what we're wanting. These that look a little thicker and more substantial, double check them. No, those are just perfect. There is a slight bit of oil on these, okay, and that's just what you want. I want to take all of them, put them inside of some storage, and I'm going to have some dried tomatoes later on when I'm making some special dishes. There's nothing like a marinara with dried tomatoes. That's concentrated flavor right there, folks. So enjoy this little trick. Please do this. If you've got extra tomatoes from your garden, you are absolutely going to love the result of some of the dishes you make with these. It's definitely worth the trouble, and it's really not that much trouble when you get down to it, right? All right, so enjoy. There's one last thing I wanted to mention. If you would, please take a look right underneath this video. You're going to see that description box. You're going to see some links there. Those are links to my website where you're going to get my recipes. Also, there's some other information there about Texas Cooking Today. I always do 2 shows for every recipe. Well, when there's a recipe. This time, just 1 show. Okay, so please take a look at that. I appreciate you watching. If you haven't subscribed, do so. Click the like button, and thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this. I do appreciate it. Stick around for a second. I want to show you one of my recipes. I wanted to mention to you my recipes. Yes, I sell my recipes. Okay, look, some people, they give the recipes out for free and they charge for the tutorial. So I do it the opposite on YouTube. You get the tutorial for free, I charge for the recipe. I did a lot of work, a lot of writing, a lot of extra stuff that goes with this, okay? Come over a little closer. Let me show you one of these up close so you really realize what you're getting. And then also, I'm offering one for free. We'll take a quick look at that right now. Come here. This is what I'm talking about right here. When I fill out a recipe, when I write one, I always bullet point all of the ingredients, okay? A simple one or a complex one. I, in addition, number the instructions, and often I'll give pictures with it. Now, not all of them are this well done, but this is what I'm going for on every single one from here on out. All of my new recipes you're going to see done this way. And on the end of the recipe, there's always a place for notes for yourself, okay? Right now, go to my website. You're going to get this one right here for free, okay? Cinnamon rolls. Enjoy that cinnamon rolls recipe and take a look at the others I have. They're really worth your time.